Alright, what's up, guys? So today, I'm going to be working with this beautiful Jenny Kush mother that I've got right here. And, you know, this plant has a lot of history. First of all, this is a mother that was grown from a branch that I cut from a flowering plant once I realized how dank it was going to be and knew that I was going to have to do that. So, I grew it out of that. Now it's a mother, and as you can see, it needs some cleanup. So I figured this would be a good time to show you guys, you know, some things you could do to optimize your mother plant. So the very first thing I'm going to do is just all of the dead stuff I'm going to take away. I got these little things right here at the Dollar Tree. Listen, I have the $20 pair of these from, well, I won't say the name of the company. I've got the $10 pair of these. The thing is, guys, these have this awesome lock. But the thing is, with these, no matter what kind you get, they're going to get gummed up so fast. And, I mean, it'll get to the point where you're just like, F it, you know. And so, $1.25, you can't beat these. If you have to throw them away, which I haven't yet. These have actually ran for like 3 cycles. And here's what's crazy. They hardly build up any. I was trimming plants that are full in flower earlier, and these are still fine. But it's going to go through. All these are just going to pull off. We'll be throwing these in the composter outside. I'll show you guys that process too. But I'm just going to pull away all the dead stuff. You know, this is just kind of like the Lord does with us too. He prunes away all the branches that are dead or not bearing fruit. And that way, the ones that are, I'm just going to take this whole little larvae branch right here. Bam. That's going to be a good cloning branch, so I'm going to leave that. Some of these I'll leave on the top of the soil. I know people say, don't do that, mold, whatever. Bro, I'll tell you what, leaving some leaves on the top of the soil creates a moisture barrier. I'm a big fan. I'm just going to say that. I'm a big fan. So, now, I'm just looking. There's some stuff right there. So, we're going to take all these little suckers. We're just going to take them off. I know when you first start growing, you're always going to be nervous to cut your plants, but I'm going to tell you what, guys. Don't be nervous. Oh, man, let me show you something. Can you see right here? I mean, this has had several, and she's still growing strong. Keep in mind, this was grown off of a cutting, which is, I think, one of the coolest things about plants is the ability to propagate them. I mean, how amazing is the Lord? I mean, number one, that he just created all of the multiverses, is running them simultaneously and everything in it with perfect control. Just as like an afterthought, just kind of holding it in the back of his mind. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. But it's for sure true. For a fact. Cut off all these little sucker plants. This will clean it up a lot. I wish I had some more of these clips, but I'm using a lot of them on the 2 plants that I just flipped over to flower today. All right. Oh, you know what I just remembered I'm going to do, chat? I had an idea. Now, you guys are going to find out with me. I don't know if this is going to work or not. But these 2 things were either free or like $1 at a yard sale the other day. It was like $1, $3. I don't remember what it was. I know they were cheaper than they normally are. Oh, only one of them's a turntable, though. That's some fun. That's all right. This will work. And then We don't need those parts right now. So, as you can see, I'm a big fan of the self-watering fabric pot bases. Literally, if I'm not doing deep water culture or reservoir recirculating deep water culture is my preferred way. But because of the YouTube series, I wanted to go back to the basics and show somebody, maybe that's beginning. So, oh, it works fucking dope. That works fucking dope. Look at that. Would you look at that? Sometimes you see something like that, you know what you got to do? You just got to look at it. So let's get some more of these little larvae larves out. And guys, I technically can make anything that I'm cutting here that has more than 2 nodes could be a clone. But in the state of Missouri, you can only have 6 clones per license. There's different rules, but for my legal thing, I can have 6 clones. And I already cut those, and I only have this one mother plant. And then right now, I don't even have the max level, because you could have 6 plants in every stage of the process. 6 clones, 6 under 14 or 16 inches. I don't remember exactly what the statutory requirement is, and 6 in flower. I don't think I've ever run all of those at the same time. I'll be honest, usually I only run 4 at a time. I don't even run the full 6 because, dude, you'll get sick of cannabis. You'll be making so many edibles. I will say this, though. As a 47-year-old man, I was waking up a lot. It was hard to sleep at night. Not all the way. I'd sleep for 2 or 3 hours, and I'd wake up and have to pee. So I thought, man, I was thinking there must be something wrong with my prostate, all sorts of stuff, anything like that. It turns out I just wasn't sleeping well, because I started eating a big edible right before I go to bed. I don't wake up at all. And when I wake up, like later on in the morning when I'm supposed to, I don't have to pee any worse than normal. These plants are so sick. Not sick in like a bad way, but it's so awesome that there are so many plants that have such medicinal effects. So I'm going to take this one down, take this off. That little guy can go. That little guy can go. It's almost like a bonsai tree type thing, So what I'm going to do with the rest of this one, I'm going to get my handy dandy ground maker. And let's just put her right here. Okay, now we got that on there. Let's see, what's that for? Well, now we take this. Every time that I'm doing training on a plant, I'm just going to be honest with y'all, I'm not even into this kind of stuff, but I'm just aware of it from pop culture and everything, But it reminds me of bondage. And every time that I'm reminded of that, the one thing that always comes to my mind is, all right, I got to back it up a little bit. I used to run call centers for a living, okay? And I won't say his name, but there was a dude that I know that worked at several call centers with me. And so one day at this call center, It used to be there in Springfield by the Westlake Case Hardware on Campbell, where the mattress front store is. And then it was right there. There was a shopping center. It was like in the back of that shopping center, back behind where the mattress factory outlet is now. And so all of our computers crashed. It was the internet VoIP system at the time. And all of our computers crashed. And so I'm with the IT guy who I also knew. And we're trying to figure out what happened. And then, so, if you guys don't know, when you work in a call center on a network of all the terminals, like your stations, there's a record of everything that you do on those, okay? And so me and the IT guy, Roger, are looking over the nameless, and we're looking at what happened. And then there's one of the stations that just has all sorts of viruses and malware that it's trying to upload, download, sideload, the whole 9 yards. So we're like, bing, bing, bang, here it is. And we look at the web history on it, and it's like naked fairy bondage cartoon porn and naked Disney princess porn. Now, mind you, at a call center, if you've never worked in a call center, you have what's called these cubicles, right? If you've ever seen the movie where's the one where they beat the Office Space, where they beat the copier? Those little things where everybody works and they're all right by each other. It's like that, but in a call center, honestly, y'all, it's even smaller. It's not like them little offices that you guys have. Like, you're here, the next person's there, the next person's there. And this is a place of business, I mean, we're doing business at the time that this computer crash happened. So he's doing this while he's at work. And I'll tell you what, guys, never have I been at work. I'll be honest, I thought before I'd love to go home and rub one out. That's a big, that's funny as shit, as a matter of fact. Somebody turned that into fucking, the motherfuckers from Arizona that all came out here to steal our weed industry. But that's a whole other side thing. I've never been at work, though, and decided, you know what? I think I'm just going to look at porn with a neighbor on each side of me. You know what I mean? Maybe that's because I come from a different era. Like, back in my day, we didn't even really have access to porn. You might have stole a Playboy from your uncle's attic or something, or you may have found if you was like a really sick and evil twisted sinner, you might have found like a Hustler or something like that. But there wasn't no do and pulled up any kind of freaky ass porn that you could even imagine, and some stuff you can't even imagine. It wasn't like that, you know what I mean? So maybe that's why. But still to this day, I'm like, hell no, dude. Why would you be looking at porn at work? That's fucking weird, bro. That is fucking weird. You got to be real careful when you're doing this that you don't really split the branch. Now, honestly, you could split that branch fucking and leave one little shred of something on there. For a Christian, you say fucking a lot. You're not supposed to use coarse language. I'm not using that language in a way that puts anybody down in any way at all. I'm simply using it as something people say. You know what I mean? It's not directed at anybody. It's not even talking about fornication. So we have all these fake, man-made traditions that we pay so much attention to. And then like the real things of like showing mercy and feeding the hungry and healing the sick and binding up the injured and finding the lost. We don't care about that shit. But if somebody says shit, coarse jesting, motherfucker, you don't even speak Greek. And if you did, you would know that me saying motherfucker is something they would have been very familiar with. Where do you think we get Oedipus complex from, y'all? Where do you think don't even get me started. People don't even read, so that's why you really shouldn't argue with most people. Because they don't really know anything. They don't know anything from personal experience. Everything that they believe is just something that they've been told. But here's the cool part about Jesus Christ, is that you don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to take my pastor's word for it. You don't have to ask nobody at all. You can talk to him yourself. That's the good news, is you don't need me. That is the good news. Is you can go directly there to him, directly. And you can even say, Todd said motherfucker Jesus, and I don't like it, and I want you to hold him accountable. But I got to tell you, being that Jesus is omnipotent and omnipresent, you're not going to shock him telling him that I say motherfucker. He knows me way better than you do. This little lazy Susan thing, I'm so happy with this. I hope that some other growers watch this just to freaking be like, dude, that's dope with the self-watering base. And now it just does this. Oh, so anyway, back to the story about having to fire the dude for looking at porn at the call center. Like, you want to talk about an awkward conversation. It would have been so much better if I didn't know the guy. But anyway, guys, I'm just an old fat nerd. Actually, I prefer the term geek. I do geeky stuff like snowboard and play Magic the Gathering. And really, my favorite thing to do is just hang out with my kids. But they're with their grandma at the amusement park today, so they're too cool for old dad. So I'm sitting here bonsaiing a fucking mother plant and arguing with Christians because I say fuck instead of saying fudge with the intention of fucking my heart, thinking I'm fooling Jesus. But hey, you know, if it is something you want to talk about, let me know down in the comments. I appreciate the interaction. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing about, it wouldn't matter what kind of Christian influencer I was. Here's the one thing you'll notice about every Christian influencer is the majority of the time they're just telling you how all the other ones are wrong. Just like I am right now. You know what I mean? I'm not specifically saying one, though. All I'm saying is, bro, you don't need to listen to none of us. You can talk to Jesus yourself. But I digress. Let's put this one down. I'll put this actually right back here. So this strain, this is called Jenny Kush. And the story behind this strain is actually really dope too. Shout out Jenny. A matter of fact, if you guys have seen my video that has, I think it's pushing up on 1 million views. It's my only YouTube video with 1 million views. So it's not the Nilla one that, you know, blew up everywhere else. It's just a video of me on harvest day of the plant that this came off of. That's another cool part about the cannabis plant is this was just a piece I trimmed off of another plant and then reverted it back to veg. Bro, it's amazing the stuff you can do for real. So this one we're going to put right here. Ooh, this is the main one. This is going to be harder. And there's these little side things, but they can go in a different spot. So this main one, this would be a good spot to try and use this. Because this could very easily freaking break right now. Oh my gosh, that's hard. Get on there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it dug into it though, boy. Alright, so. That's going to help out a lot. Right here. Have you ever had to revert a plant from flower back to veg? Let me know down in the comments. Wow, this thing's all fudged up. I don't know what happened here. This stuff, though, is dope. It's basically just bread ties. And I'll be honest, there's a guy with a little ice machine here in town. And I used to have to go fill up my RDWC bottles at that ice machine. It cost me, I think, like $3 per gallon times 5 every week. So I was spending $15 a week there every week. So when I was spending $15 a week up there with him with my bottles to fill with the water, I just took the bread ties they had for the ice. It didn't take a lot of them, you know. You can see how many it takes. But I sure did, though. Because I figured, you know, you're not even having to freeze the water that I'm buying. You know what I'm saying? I just need one of these. But since then, man, I got this all screwed up. Let me know down in the comments how to fix this. We got a landscaper or somebody that can... Holy schnikels. And honestly, I'm going way overkill on the twisting of those wires just because I'm doing this on video. Guys, when I normally do something like this, I'm giving it maybe 2 twists. Maybe. This is just going to assist that clip. But I put that clip on there. And here's the thing, too, is from that stress on the plant, this branch, everything that comes off of this is going to be a good branch for cutting clones. Every one that comes off of this is going to be stronger, better, faster, more. That one I might even take a little lower. I'm so happy about the Spin Master 5000. This one. Sorry about the lack of music, guys, but you know how YouTube does you if you try and play music. Oh, I heard it start to break. So I'm just going to hold it right there. Yeah, I can see it starting to split. But that's alright, because here's what we're going to do. We're just going to pull that little split together. Just like that. I'm just going to reinforce this son of a bitch right here. And whoop. Alright, perfect. Now, so what this is going to do, guys, alright, there's some of these that are going to come off. This one. This is going to come off too, I already know. This should just, we're just going to take this off. Alright, that's all about we're going to be able to do today. Let's see. Yeah, perfect.